Joining us now is Eric Fine, and he is the reason I'm able to play piano, which I've always wanted to do. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks
So
for having me.
now the tables have
Nice to see
turned,
you. Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay. So now we got a chance to meet one another through a
Mhm.
mutual friend. And I remember the first time we talked on the phone, you were
Yeah.
telling me about your process, you were telling me about you, and I was at the St. Louis Zoo, right? So it
Yeah.
was loud and ridiculous. And now, after knowing you for quite a while, I know that that probably hurt your ears, right? Because you have a very trained ear in
Yeah.
terms of sound. Tell us about your journey, Eric, and how you discovered that you wanted to play piano because you didn't
Interesting.
learn at a
Yeah.
young age.
No, I didn't learn at a young age. Basically, I'm a painter by trade. My father was a designer. We worked in like a lot of high-end homes all around the world, well, in our country, and a lot of the people had pianos. And I would like sit down with my painting clothes on when the people weren't home, and I would just something called me. I just heard music, and I would just start tinkering around. And then years later, I rented an apartment in La Jolla. The lady had an art and music studio.
Mm.
And I'd wake up Sunday mornings to her teaching piano, right? So cool. And when she wasn't teaching, she said that I can like noodle around. And so I made a recording of me playing. And
Okay.
some people took notice that there was something there. And that's what just set me off because when I finally approached the piano and felt free enough to allow myself to actually do it and hear that I could create something at least decent, it just made me fall in love with it. But then, of course, I set off to learn what I was doing so I can control things, which is the essence of why people learn music theory.
Yes, because what you've done is you've structured a new way of teaching people. You've
Yeah.
created a different way.
Yeah.
It also for people where cost is a factor, Eric. You know,
Mhm.
I didn't grow up in a family that could afford dance lessons or
Mhm.
music lessons or any of those things. I came from a beautiful family filled with
Right.
love, right?
Mhm.
And I don't regret a day of it, but I played softball. I played the drum because the drum was provided by the school.
Yeah.
Um, I ended up becoming a singer in the Futures
Mhm.
of America. So I've always loved to sing. And I've owned a piano for the last 20 years of my
Yes.
life, but did not know how to play. And
Mhm.
I was intimidated.
Yes.
Then along comes Eric Fine,
Yeah.
right? And this book.
Yep.
So this book is
Mhm.
really a cost effective way for
Yeah.
someone like me with
Yeah.
no skills whatsoever, except
Mhm.
maybe a good ear and I like to sing,
Right.
to be able to play music
Yeah.
and the gift of music.
Mhm.
Right. And what do you say that music really is? What is the definition
Well,
of music?
basically, we create music to share feelings, moods, and emotions, right? Like we
Okay.
all want to share a story. So when we listen to the music, we're hearing a story and we relate and react to it. So the book kind of sets the student up to learn the fundamentals, right? To start with like an overview of the structure of music. And in a very simple fashion, they see that music is really simple. It's um, layers of music elements, right? Like volume, tempo, most people know that. And you just vary them in a variety of ways to evoke something. So when you start from there, when you start with the structure of music and you start experimenting with these music elements, right? You start to like see that you can actually create something. So now you have a student who's not running away from the piano. They've experienced something good and positive. And it's great when you see 8-year-old, 9-year-old, someone your age and older who, day one, day two, they've created something that surprised them. And it's
Yes.
very minimal at the beginning, right? But it's profound, and that's the difference. So as far as efficiency goes and cost effectiveness, the book, the way that it's written, and the way that it plays out is, I think efficiency is the word. It's like proven to streamline teaching, right? Because everything in our world seemed to be revolutionized, right? Like the phones are better, all these things are better, but the
Right.
way music has been taught has not really changed in years, right? So,
And along comes Eric Fine.
yeah.
And I know you're humble, and it's funny that I say
Yeah,
that.
because it's not
but
just me. Like there
no.
was a lot of musicians and teachers who helped me along the way to create this. And this is
Okay.
14 years worth of work to get to what's in front of you now. And you're a student, so you tell us how was it? Like
The experience for me is ongoing.
Mhm.
It gives me something every day, right?
Yeah. That's
So, and it's simple and it's
Mhm.
understandable and it's less intimidating. So when
Yeah.
I was looking at the keyboard, Eric, I was seeing all these keys and
Mhm.
I thought that each key did a different thing, which it does.
Right.
However, what I learned from you is
Mhm.
like the frequencies and how the octave is just a
Keep
frequency
talking.
that
Yeah.
then doubles,
Yeah.
right? And that these elements are always true. An element is an element, it's not
Yeah.
going to change. And then it's the variable of what you do with each element.
Yeah.
And it made sense. I was like,
Mhm.
Eureka,
Yeah.
right? I was like, I understand it. You call it, I say it funny, but is it fractional?
Fractals. Well,
Fractals.
yeah,
Okay.
fractal geometry is
Yes.
what set, which we don't need to go down that
No,
rabbit hole, but
it
I
sounds
use
complicated, but it's
fractal geometry
right.
and design thinking as my method to create this.
Okay.
So the main theme here is that I distilled all music down. I was able to distill all of music, no matter the genre or style or when it was created. I saw that there's actually uh, one thing that runs through all music, right? So I distilled it down to this one unifying concept. And from that concept, everything just naturally unfolds. So as you learn some of the basic principles of sound. You learn about frequencies and you learn about sound waves in the simplest form, right? Like that was completely easy, all these
Right.
simple diagrams. But more important, you learn that like to control volume and tempo is easy. But in music, we mix notes together to create mixtures,
Yes.
intervals. And when we play those, each mixture evokes a different feeling. So if the goal is to evoke, then we want to understand and be able to control those mixtures. And that's what you were able to do probably by the fourth lesson, right? And we call those intervals. And then from there, you learn that scales are just a series of intervals.
It's amazing.
And you created
I'm
music with the,
completely amazed.
remember you played a beautiful piece of music with the major pentatonic, which was 5 consonant intervals.
Yes.
And you not only were playing and improvising freely, but you knew why it sounded the way that it did, why it evoked.
And it's all in here.
And so,
Right.
yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
in here. And it's
Yeah.
so wonderful that if you spend, I'd say like maybe, 15 minutes to an hour each day and
Yeah,
you just
minimum.
keep going through the process,
Right.
it's there for you. So
Yes.
Eric, thank you. So this
You're
book
welcome.
is available on Amazon, correct?
On Amazon.
Okay.
My website, you can get it even.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want the ebook, you can go to the website. It's
Gotcha.
less money there.
All right.
Um,
So
yeah,
either
so
way.
Amazon and the website.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I I cried, right,
Yes.
Eric? I cried.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm getting a little teary too. I cried because it's something I always
Yeah.
aspired to do.
Yeah.
And I kept saying someday, someday, someday. But your book made it possible
Yeah.
in today. It's a reality for me.
Yeah. It was a beautiful experience.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
And I knew that I wanted to have other people experience what I was able
Mhm.
to experience.
Yeah.
And there you go. You can do it, right? If I can do it, they can do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So if you're like me and you've always loved music, and maybe I'm not going to be putting on concerts to 50 million people. I don't know, maybe I will. But I just want you to know that it's possible that you can create music, that you can play,
Mhm.
and this provides that format for you. And I can't wait to hear about your results. So if you get the book, please reach out to me and we can have these great conversations. But like somewhere over the rainbow, it's just an octave, da, 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 and I can hear it and I can
Yeah.
play it. So
Yes.
thanks for watching. Be well.